YouTube, 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 YouTube. What's cracking, peeps? What it is, what it ain't. It's your boy, Toddy Jones. What's going on with everybody, man, on this Friday night? Just got in from a closing, y'all. Just got in not long ago from a closing. And I really felt compelled to make a video about this closing and kind of give y'all the details of it, the ins and the outs of it. But yeah, just getting in, man. I want to just get straight to it. This was actually a lead that came from a bandit sign. I had put a bandit sign out of one of your favorite department stores. Guy called me about it. We talked about it over the phone, and this is the thing with this. This guy he saw my bandit sign. He don't even live here. He lives almost 2 hours away from here. He just happened to be in town, went to pick something up from the store, saw my sign, he gave me a call. But yeah, so he gave me a call, and we talked about the house, you know, went through my whole spiel, repairs, and, you know, how much he was looking for it, all that fun stuff. And we set up an appointment, went down there, talked to him, got a feel of everything that was going on. He kind of gave me everything that was going on with it. Long story short, it was a probate situation. He was the administrator of the estate, and it was a property that they were looking to sell. So so I went down there, viewed the house, talked to him for a while. Talked to him for a good while, and the same day I viewed the property, I made an offer to him, and we came to an agreement pretty much right there on the spot. Signed the contract pretty much right there on the spot, and then, you know, I was gonna get back in my car and, you know, come on back home and, you know, do what I do. I reached out to a buyer initially on this house. And the initial buyer that was going to buy the property from me, he was going to use hard money. He was going to do a hard money loan. And the funding pretty much fell through. He couldn't get the funding in order to pay for the house. So the funding fell through. And when I tell y'all, man, this was my most stressful deal ever. This was my most stressful deal ever. It was nothing from the sellers. The sellers were awesome. But it was really, there was a lot of red tape going on with this deal. A lot of stuff behind the scenes that was going on. And all that had to be sorted out. And the guy that was going to buy the house from me, he inspected it a few times. And then he hired an appraiser to go out there and give an official appraisal on the property. In this whole process, y'all, I'm trying to streamline it, but this was a long, lengthy process. The initial process with the first buyer was almost 2 months, and it wasn't all on the buyer side. A good bit of it had to do with the closing attorney that we chose. I normally deal with my attorneys here locally, so I'm pretty much familiar with them, how they work. So I reached out to another investor, and they referred that this closing attorney we used. And y'all, they were terrible, man. They were so slow and straight terrible, man. They weren't doing what they were supposed to do. They weren't communicating. They wouldn't answer the phone. They wouldn't return phone calls. They wouldn't return emails. And they were making the whole entire process very, very hard, amongst other things that made the process very, very hard. You know, I'm trying to tell y'all as much as I can without getting too personal in this particular deal, because there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But eventually got the lawyers to be a little more responsive. Had to call down there and get on some folks' ass, you know, like, hey, y'all need to get it moving. What's going on here? But yeah, the guy, he sent us appraisal out there, and the appraisal took an extremely long time. It seemed like it took almost 3 weeks, as maybe close to a month from my perspective. It took at least 2 weeks. But there was something going on with the title, and the appraisal had to have something fixed on the title before he could finish his appraisal. So that took a while. It just took a long time is what I'm trying to say. But long story short, I was not able to close with the initial buyer. He gave me an earnest money deposit when we originally signed the buyer's contract to lock the property in, but he was not able to close on it. When the appraisal came back, his funding, he just couldn't get the fund. He couldn't get the amount that he requested. So, and keep in mind, and I'll keep telling y'all, this process took a long time. So really, by the time, and we already had extended the contract also in between this time, me and the seller, because everything was taking so long. So we had already had one contract extension. So by the time we found out that the buyer couldn't close, my contract for the first extension was pretty much up. I might have had like 2-3 days at most, you know, so it was up. So now I'm left scrambling, trying to find another buyer real quick, who will just be able to step in real fast and close. And mind you, this is like a new market to me. I never wholesaled a house in this market. This is like 2 hours, almost 2 hours away from my main market. You know what I'm saying? So I really wasn't familiar with any of the buyers or any of the investors in the market. You know, again, this guy just happened to be in my market, and he called me from a bandit sign. So I went marketing down there where the house was located, anything. This just all happened by chance. So yeah, I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 or 3 days to try to find another buyer. Blah, 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 blah. It's looking bad for your boy. It's looking like one that ain't gonna close. But what I did, and this is a lot of the reason I want to make the video too, I reached back out to the seller, explained to him what was going on, and just put it on the table like, hey, you know, I'm gonna need just a little bit more time. And he was willing to give me more time. And guys, this gives me a good opportunity to point out why rapport is so important dealing with your sellers. And, you know, a lot of my videos, you guys hear me talk about rapport a lot, and this is the reason why. Because now I'm on my second extension with the seller. Now, had my rapport had not been there, I probably wouldn't have got the first extension. But my rapport was there. He knew I was working hard behind the scenes to do what I needed to do to get the house sold. And then just initially, we just clicked. You know what I'm saying? I sat there and you know, he had some stuff going on as far as the house went. In the situation with the house, without saying too much. So I sat there and I listened to all that, made sure that I wasn't being a pushy salesman or nothing like that. Listened to him, observed what he was telling me, and then when it was my time to talk and tell him how I could help, that's when I, you know, did my part. So our rapport was there. You know, he liked me. He liked dealing with me, so the rapport was there, so he was able to give me a second extension. So what I did is I started back marketing the house, and I found another buyer. And he came in, I kind of explained to him, I say, you know, hey, look, you know, if you're going to buy, you know, I really need you to be quick. You know, I need probably like a 10-day closing. The first time you go by there and see it, you know, I need you to be ready. I didn't want to take the family through the thing that we just went through with the first buyer. So the second buyer, he came in there, he looked at it, and he liked it. He made me an offer. I made him a counter offer, and then we agreed kind of like right there in the middle. So, you know, we locked it in, and we were ready to close. So I called the lawyer's office back. Right, I really emailed them back because they don't really communicate in the office. So I emailed them back, let them know I had a second buyer. You know, go ahead and set up the closing, blah, 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 blah. And at that point, I thought maybe within the next 5 to 8 days, we can get in there. Since they already ran the title, they shouldn't have to do that but update it. But man, they were just so slow at moving their feet, y'all. I mean, they were just super, super slow. They were taking their sweet time. But finally got us in there, man. We closed on it. We closed on it today. And everybody left there happy. You know what I'm saying? And that makes me feel good. Beyond getting paid is, you know, when you really see the buyer and the seller, they're happy. You know, you've helped somebody out of a sticky or a tough situation. You know, that's the part of this job that the money can't bring you. You know what I'm saying? They were like really, you could tell like you really doing good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're really doing the community justice, and you're doing good things for people. So you'll run into a lot of deals like that just make you kind of feel good inside. Fellas, sorry for being mushy, but you know, that I'm just being real. But yeah, man, got paid today. If y'all never seen the HUD, I'm gonna show you one right here. I won't put it too close. I don't want their names or nothing like that to show. But this is a HUD, y'all. This is what a HUD looks like. Few pages in here. And it ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. When I first started doing this stuff, they used to send me some HUDs, and I just be like, how much I'm getting paid? I didn't really understand the importance of the HUDs, but now I done, figured out how to read them, and I always go through in there, read them, and look at them. And this is an important thing too, because I could have been getting gypped off some earlier deals because I wasn't paying attention to the details in the HUD. But y'all, whenever you close, they're gonna send you your HUD before you close. Make sure all your numbers are right. That's very important. Make sure all your numbers are right on your buyer side, your seller side, and then your other contracts. So you always want to look over the HUD, make sure the numbers are right. Take it from somebody who started doing this and didn't care about the HUD, really just being honest. But that's not the case anymore. So your HUDs are very important. Make sure all your information in there is correct. Addresses, names, telephone numbers. This is the official paperwork. This is pretty much the official receipt, for the property. So, definitely make sure everything is on point with the HUDs. And got like 2 checks today, y'all. Yeah, your boy got 2 checks. They weren't super big checks, but it was more than I woke up with this morning. So it's a blessing for me, and I'm very, very happy, very happy. But, that's the check from that closing, you know what I'm saying? If you saw it, you saw it. And this is the this is the second check right here. And as you can see, that check is $500. This is not the check from the closing. This is actually the earnest money. Remember the first buyer when the deal fell through? Well, like I say, he put down earnest money. And when the deal fell through, he originally asked me to refund the earnest money to him. And I just, pretty much said like, man, I'm sorry, I can't do that, but I can't refund you the earnest money. That's just not gonna happen. So what we probably 2 weeks after that, after me and him had that conversation, and I found out we were gonna close on the house, reached back out to him, because what the Lord told me is that I can't get the earnest money back until we both sign off on it. And I wasn't sure that he was willing to sign off on it. I just, based on, the text conversations we had, I assumed that he probably felt some kind of way that I wouldn't give the earnest money back. So I wasn't sure that I could go back to him and say, hey, can you sign this paperwork to release $1,000 to me? So what I did is when I reached out to him, I explained to him like, the earnest money going to be held there until we sign off on it. So, how about we do this? How about you take 50% of it, I take 50% of it, which was $500 for me, $500 for him. And he was more than happy to do that. He was more than happy to do that. So, he got some of his earnest money back, and then I got some earnest money, for my time and my effort in the first contract. But that is pretty much it, y'all. This is a real gratifying deal for me today. Probably my most gratifying deal. As far as how it made me feel inside, because there was a lot of stuff going on with this deal that I won't get into, but I'm just happy we got it closed, man. You know what I'm saying? Just happy we got it closed. On to the next one, you know what I mean? And that's a market that I'll just start, that market where the house is at today, that's a market I'll just start marketing in from this point forward, you know what I'm saying? Got one deal there, why can't I get 3, 4, 5, 6, 11, 12 in that same market? So yeah. Good day, y'all. Your boy is tired, though. You know what I'm saying? It was a long day. As always, if you ain't following me on Instagram, you need to. My Instagram is Toddy_Jones. That's my IG. Hit me up on IG. A good bit of y'all be reaching out to me about mentoring and coaching. I still do it for the time being. So if that's something you're interested in, I got my email on my channel. So I think it's on like I guess they would call it the home page or the home channel. You can actually go to there and you'll see my email. You can reach out to me. Let me know you're interested in mentoring and coaching, and I'll tell you how much it'll cost. Or if you already follow me on Instagram, you can just send me a message on Instagram. Ask me how much I charge a coach. Please don't call me regarding coaching and mentoring. Please don't call me. Reach out to me by email or reach out to me on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Pretty soon I'll create a site, and I could just have a site, and I could just shoot that link, and that'll give you all the information that you'll need on coaching and mentoring and whatnot. But I'm going to check out, y'all, Friday night. Don't know what I'm about to do. Well, one of my partners in town for out of town, so as soon as I make this video, about to hit him up and see what he getting into. But otherwise, I will catch y'all on the next video. Y'all be easy.